They are responsible for their own disease, for managing it, for getting treatment, for their recovery, any consequences for actions that they do while using. So we tell them all the time, you're responsible for to manage your disease unless you overdose. Now you're the victim. Mm-hmm. So it's really a mixed message that we send. Now they're not responsible anymore, despite the fact that they're the ones that made the decision to use. In reality, when I use the word decision lightly because there's an inability in the brain to make good decisions when you're in active addiction. So It's a little bit tricky. Again, I only hold my son responsible. He has Crohn's disease. He's as responsible for treating and managing that as he is for treating and managing his addiction.
Yeah. What would you tell people who don't understand addiction? Maybe sharing some light on something that they can understand that have no experience with anybody in their family who has addiction or themselves personally?
A lot of times when I'm talking to people that are kind of new to this world, I bring in Hershey Kisses. And I talk about the fact that, some people can eat one Hershey Kiss or a couple here and there, and they're okay with that. Mm-hmm. But now you go to the doctor, and the doctor says, hey, your blood sugar is up, you're developing diabetes, you need to stop eating sugar. But if your habit or your brain to do every day is to come home from work and have 3 Hershey Kisses, now your brain still thinks it needs 3 Hershey Kisses every day. Mm-hmm. And it can be psychological, but there's also that physical piece because that substance is triggering the chemical release in your brain. So now that I can't have it, I start craving it, and I want it all the time. So maybe I sneak one here or there, even though I know I don't need it, and I shouldn't do it. And I'm embarrassed because it's like, how can I just not walk away from a darn Hershey Kiss? Well, my brain is telling me that I need it. And so it's really more than just stopping eating Hershey Kisses. It's having to change all of my behaviors that go around eating Hershey Kisses. And when we talk about recovery, I usually bring up, diets because almost everyone at some point in their life has been on a diet. And very few people go on a diet and are immediately successful. So it's not a whole lot different when you think about recovery. It's very hard to make a major change like that in your life when you have certain pathways that are ingrained in your brain and certain chemical components that are saying, hey, this is something that you need to have.
Yeah, and it can take that person multiple tries until maybe something clicks that didn't click before. Like you said, everyone has been on a diet before, but how many times have those diets been successful? Not many.
I always joke, I quit smoking 27 years ago, but it took me 5 years to do it.
Yep.
And I can still be triggered. My daughter manages a banquet hall and asked me if I could come out and help serve and bartend for a wedding a few weeks back, and I was standing at the bar pouring a beer, and somebody put their pack of Marlboros on the bar, and that was my brand of cigarettes, but I haven't had one in 27 years. I had to actually walk out of the building because I wanted one so bad. And I kind of, why on earth, after 27 years, do I want a cigarette so badly? And my brain finally clicked and said, you know what, the last time you bartended, you smoked. Mm-hmm. And my brain remembered that, so when we talk about triggers, sometimes there's those things that are just kind of hidden in the back of our mind. We don't even think about until they occur.
Yep.
But I didn't pick up. Instead, I went and had my current drug of choice, which is a pot of coffee.
That's good. I'm glad you didn't have a cigarette. I know I quit smoking about 2 years ago, and every so often, I was at a party the other day, and this guy was smoking. I was like, I want a cigarette. And he's like, oh, you want one? I said, no, I want one, but I'm not going to have one just because that trigger in my brain can remember the smell of it once he lit one up.
Oh, definitely. Sometimes it just really smells good.
Yeah, it does. Well, thank you so much for making a difference in our community and spreading the awareness about addiction, because I know there are a lot of parents out there who have sons or daughters or, even distant relatives that struggle with addiction, and they don't know exactly what the next right thing for them to do is. And because it's a family disease, and I believe it's not just affecting the person who's struggling with addiction, but it's affecting everybody and those around them. So.
Oh, definitely. And NIDA has some really good information on their website on the brain disease, so that is one of my go-to places. A lot of times to just, that I recommend to parents, because it's in clear language so that, it doesn't get too technical. So that's a NIDA, N-I-D-I, or NIDA, is a great place. We also have an online support group, Wisconsin, the full word Wisconsin, and then CAN, C-A-N, which is a Facebook group. It's private, online. We do have 2 meetings that happen in this area, the second and fourth Mondays in Appleton at St. Elizabeth's Hospital at 6 p.m. And the information is on our website also. And then Green Bay at June every Wednesday. So, there's parents out there, you don't have to go on this journey alone.
Mm-hmm. And what about Change Addiction Now? How could people get a hold of you? Do you have a website for that?
Yes, Change Addiction Now has its own website, changeaddictionnow.org. And so you will find resources out there, and you will find links. Then if you go to the states and then go to Wisconsin is where you'll find links to the Wisconsin support groups and information out there that's specific to Wisconsin.
Okay, great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lori, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on Recovery Talk. I greatly appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much for asking me. Anytime we can get the word out is a good thing.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much again, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day and have a good weekend. Enjoy the weather.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Thank you, Lori.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Again, that was Lori, and you can find her or more information at changeaddictionnow.org. It was great having her on the show, and if anybody has any other topics relating to addiction or recovery, please go to Recovery Talk Podcast. We're on Facebook and Spreaker and SoundCloud, and inbox me also at recoverytalkpodcast@gmail.com. We'd all love to hear from you. So as always, we do a recovery reading of the day and a joke of the day. So I'm going to be doing the reading usually I always have the guest doing the reading, but since I'm in the studio alone, I suppose I will be doing the reading. So the reading is our ability to try. If you try to teach before you learn or leave before you stay, you will lose your ability to try. There's so many ways we can divorce ourselves from our own experience. I can remember as a young man fearing the pain of being hurt by love. I became endlessly involved in advising others in their struggles with love. I can remember when fearing the sadness and pain of conflict with dear ones, leaving notes rather than facing them in person, trying to leap over the need to go through the real stuff face to face. I can remember when facing the next horrific chemo treatment, trying to anticipate and prepare endlessly for every possible instance of pain and fear, only to discover that no amount of preparation can keep me from experience. Each of these separations, teaching before learning, leaving before staying, anticipating rather than entering, left me drained of my deepest resource, the energy of my life force. Removing myself even from pain only left me pale and unable to continue. When needle or hand or rain or sun hits the skin, the only thing to do is meet its exact touch from the inside. For this moment of inner meeting, outer releases electricity of spirit that gifts us with the tenderness of being awake. And then it mentions to sit with a trusted loved one, and after centering yourself, take turns. Let your loved one slowly place their palm on your heart. As their hand reaches and lands on your heart, practice meeting its touch with the energy of your inwardness. Very interesting, our ability to try. I should be putting that quote on my mirror. called The Book of Awakening. The title was Our Ability to Try. Always a good reminder to keep trying even when you fail. That should be my motto every day. Then I also have a joke of the day that we're going to finish the podcast up with today. So with that being said, I'll start the joke. It was Friday afternoon and Joe was leaving work when several of his friends invited him to stop at the tavern before he went home. Joe said, "Why not? I deserve it. I worked hard this week." So off they went. Well, Joe quickly polished off 3 cold beers and then ordered another shot. Soon he was feeling fine. Time passed and Joe looked at his watch. "Oh man, I'm late for supper. The old lady's going to be mad." Joe thought for a minute and decided to order another shot and a beer while he thought of a good excuse. Soon Joe got caught up in all the excitement and forgot about going home. He just kept on drinking. Late into the evening, one of Joe's old high school party friends showed up. He mentioned for Joe to follow, and Joe hopped off his bar stool and followed his friend into the bathroom. Joe's friend opened his wallet and pulled out a small aluminum pocket and said, "Got some great Coke." Then Joe went off to the races. 3 days passed before Joe finally returned home. Joe's wife spent the better part of the next 3 hours yelling at him. She nagged and nagged. She cried and cried. Finally, hoping to set some kind of guilt, she said, "How would you like it if you didn't see me for 3 days?" Joe thoughtfully responded, "What would be wrong with that?" All day Tuesday went by and Joe didn't see his wife. Then Wednesday came and went. Still, he didn't even see his wife. Then all day Thursday passed and still no sight of his wife. Finally, Friday rolled around and the swelling around his eyes had gone down enough that he could barely see his wife out of the corner of one eye. Not a smart man, Joe. Not a smart man. Again, thanks for listening to Recovery Talk. My name is Holly. Our next episode will be coming out December 1st. You don't want to miss it.